We're now 5-0 in our last 5 chairman plays on my premium page, 86% in our last 15 in that same membership. And the good news is I've got another chairman membership play going off here for Friday. That play's already posted and ready for access in the post section. Of course, you know I got to give a big shout out to all of my Gold Club members out there because you guys cashed in on 6 plays yesterday on Thursday on the premium site. With the Capitals plus $1.15 in the NHL, Twins money line in Major League Baseball, Tigers money line in Game 2, Phillies minus 135, Cincinnati Reds plus 1.5 on the run line. We also had the Red Sox minus $1.35. And the only way you could have accessed all those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. Gold Club members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to my free pick video here today for Friday, May 9th, 2025. Happy Friday to you. Congratulations, the weekend's finally here. You made it. Of course, if you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. I also dress like shit, if you haven't noticed over the years. But anyway, folks, we are 4-0 in our last 4 Gold Club plays in that membership alone, 3-0 in our last 3 board member picks, 2-0 in our last couple of Major League Baseball tier membership plays, 3-0 in our last 3 extra daily picks. Once again, folks, we are 5-0 in our last 5 chairman membership plays, 86% in our last 15 in that same membership. And the good news is I've got plays going off in all of those memberships here on Friday, and they're all included with the full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. I also have plenty of free content on my premium page as well, including my current overall win-loss record. You can access that right now in the post section. You do not have to pay to access that. Just go to the post section and continue to scroll down. You'll eventually find it. I currently have over 2,395 members who are signed up and active on my premium page as of right now. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. Going to start off with the Braves at the Pirates, 6:40 Eastern first pitch. Atlanta's minus $1.45, totals 9. Bryce Elder for the Braves, Bailey Falter for Pittsburgh. Falter's just 1-3 with an ERA in the 5s. And this Pittsburgh pitching staff has certainly struggled at PNC Park. They're dead last in strikeouts per game at home, bottom 10 in runs allowed per contest. They're facing a Braves team who actually got the W in 4 out of their last 5, got a handful of guys who can get on base. Marcell Ozuna has got an on-base percentage of .430. Austin Riley leads the lineup in homers and runs batted in. Atlanta games have gone 11-8 to the over on the road this year. And ironically, Pittsburgh contests at PNC Park also went 11-8 to the over themselves. I like the Braves minus 145, over 9. Next matchup, Rangers-Tigers, 6:40 Eastern start. Detroit's minus 270, total 7.5. Tarek Skubal for the Tigers, Patrick Corbin for Texas. And despite some good stuff out of Corbin, he does come into Friday's start here with a sloppy 1.50 whip. Of course, as a team, the Rangers dropped 7 out of their last 10. Bottom 3 in runs per game at the plate. Certainly struggling at the dish, and they're going to face Tarek Skubal, who's got an ERA of 2.21. He's got a sub-1 whip. The lefty's punched out 48 batters in just 40-plus innings of work. And I'll tell you what, these Detroit pitchers collectively have been tough to hit against at Comerica Park. They're allowing fewer runs a game at home than any other staff. Now, total-wise, Ranger games went 60% to the under in their last 10. As a matter of fact, all of Texas's contests this season have gone 68% to the under. I like the Tigers minus 1.5, under 7.5 in the tight window. Next game, Cardinals, Nationals, 6:45 East. Washington's $1.15, totals 8.5. Mitchell Parker for the Nats, Eric Fetty for St. Louis. And both clubs have done a nice job at the plate. St. Louis in the top 5 in hits per game. Washington, a top 10 run-producing team on their own diamond. James Wood has 10 homers on the season, 23 RBI, OPS in the 900s. Nathaniel Lowe, he's the club leader in runs batted in, on-base percentage of .340. Now for the Cards on the other side, Brendan Donovan's hitting .331, on-base percentage nearly in the 400s. And Lars Nootbaar with a handful of homers, on-base percentage of .374. 6 out of the Cards' last 10 outings got over the number. Nationals with overs in their last 4 straight at home. 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at any location. I like the over 8.5. Next game, Brewers, Rays, 7:05 East. Tampa Bay is minus $1.20, totals 9. Zach Littell for Tampa Bay. Jose Quintana for Milwaukee. Quintana's 4-1 with an ERA in the 2s. Of course, at the plate, the Brewers have done a nice job on the road, nearly in the top 5 in runs per game while traveling. Bryce Terang's hitting .318, club leader in on-base percentage as well. And Christian Yelich, he's got 6 home runs, 25 RBI. They're going to face a 2-5 Zach Littell, who's got an ERA of .461. Of course, as a team, the Rays have dropped 7 out of their last 9. And their pitchers allowed a whole bunch of runs during that stretch. Now, at the moment, the Rays are in the bottom 10 in hits allowed per game on their own diamond. Well, not quite their own diamond. Steinbrenner Field. It's the Yankees. What is that? AAA affiliate. Is it AAA or AA? Anyway, it's where they do spring training. But it's where the Rays call home this year. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the Brewers' last 4 away games did get over the number. I like the Brewers plus $1, over 9. All right, next matchup. This should be a good series. Cubs, Mets, 7:10 Eastern start. The Mets are minus $1.55, totals 8. Clay Holmes for the Mets, Jameson Taillon for Chicago. And both pitchers with some real good stuff. Taillon's got an ERA in the 3s, 1.03 whip. Meanwhile, New York's Clay Holmes, he's 4-1 with an ERA of .295. Of course, on the mound, this Mets pitching staff is in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed per game. Chicago pitchers are also in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed in their road trips. Now, total-wise, Mets games have gone 63% to the under this year, 11-5 to the under in Flushing, Queens. I like the under 8 runs. Next contest, Phillies, Guardians, 7:10 Eastern start. Philadelphia's $1.20, totals 8. Aaron Nola for the Titans, Gavin Williams for Cleveland. Now, the Guardians saw unders in 3 out of their last 4 at Progressive Field. Phil's games went 11-7 to the under in their travels. I like the under 8. Next contest, Red Sox, Royals, 7:40 Eastern first pitch. Boston's $1.20, totals 9. Hunter Dobbins for Boston, Michael Lorenzen for Kansas City. Now, Lorenzen's got 33 strikeouts on this season, and KC's been tough to play against at Kauffman Stadium. Kansas City's now 15-5 at home this year, and their pitching staff's in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed. They're facing a Boston lineup who does tend to strike out a bunch in the box. The Bo Sox are currently in the bottom 3 in strikeouts per 9 at the dish. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the Royals' last 4 at home stayed under the total, 7-3 to the under in their last 10 at any location. I like the Royals plus $1, under 9. Next matchup, Marlins, White Sox, 7:40 East. Miami's $1.55, totals 8. Max Meyer for the Marlins, Bryce Wilson for Chicago. And as bad as the White Sox have been this season, well, they do have a winning record against the run line. They're also facing a Miami squad who lost 8 out of their last 10 themselves. They're allowing more runs a game than any other pitching staff. Miami's also walking more batters per 9 than any other team as well. They've got a 2-3 Max Meyer on the mound, losing record on the year, 1.36 whip. Miami's last 4 straight on the road got over the total, 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Meanwhile, Chicago saw overs in 5 out of their last 6 at Rate Field. I like the White Sox plus 1.5, over 8. Next game, Reds Astros, 8:10 Eastern start. Houston's $1.75, total 7.5. Hunter Brown for the Astros, Nick Martinez for Cincinnati. Martinez has 32 strikeouts on the year, 1.24 whip. And as a team, the Reds have covered the run line in 63% of their contests on the road. They're facing a Houston squad who's struggled a bit at the plate. They don't walk a bunch, and they are a bottom 10 run producing team. Now, total-wise, 4 out of Cincy's last 5 ball games did stay under the number. Give me the Reds plus 1.5, under 7.5 runs. Next contest, Giants Twins, 8:10 Eastern start. Minnesota's $1.20, totals 9. Chris Paddock for Minnesota, Jordan Hicks for San Francisco. Hicks is just 1-3 with an ERA in the 6s. And at the plate, the Giants have had some issues making contact with the baseball. They're averaging nearly 11 strikeouts a game on the road. No real surprise here, folks. San Francisco's in the bottom 10 in hits away from home. As much as Minnesota's Chris Paddock has struggled on the hill, the Twins do have a top 10 run producing lineup when they're at home. Byron Buxton leads the clubhouse in homers and RBI. Ty France with an on-base percentage of .346. Now, total-wise, the Giants saw 4 out of their last 5 on the road get over the total. 60% of the over in their last 10 at any location. I like the Twins minus 120, over 9. Next matchup, Padres Rockies, 8:40 p.m. East. San Diego's $1.80, totals 11.5. Randy Vasquez for the Pods, Antonio Sensatella for Colorado. And as bad as Sensi's been, and listen, I haven't held back on him. I've been ripping him pretty much all season. But listen, as bad as he's been, the San Diego Padres have had some control issues on the road themselves when it comes to pitching. They're actually in the bottom 5 in walks per 9 while traveling. They're also in the bottom 10 in strikeouts per game on the road. Now, as a team, the Pods have covered the run line in only 50% of their away games. I think we should see some offense. I'm not expecting a low-scoring affair in this one. I like Colorado plus 1.5, over 11.5 runs. Orioles, Angels, 9:38 East. Baltimore's $1.55, totals 9. Tomo Sugano for Baltimore. Kyle Hendricks for Los Angeles. And despite Hendricks' issues, he still comes into Friday's start with a solid 1.17 whip. And he's going to face a Baltimore lineup who hasn't been good on the road. The O's are a bottom 3 hit-producing team while traveling. Of course, as a ball club, Baltimore's currently on a 5-game skid. Just a .263 win percentage when they bat first. This is a team who has not won a lot of games on the road. Now, 3 out of the O's last 4 road games did stay under the total. 7-3 to the under in their last 10 at any location. I like the Angels plus 1.5, under 9. Next contest, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, 9:40 Eastern start. The Dodgers are minus 130, totals 9.5. Roki Sasaki for Los Angeles. Eduardo Rodriguez for Arizona. Edrod's just 1-3 with an ERA dangerously close to 6. And as a staff, these Arizona pitchers are currently in the bottom 10 in runs allowed per game. They're taking on a top 3 run-producing lineup in the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani's got an OPS in the thousands. Teoscar Hernandez leading the clubhouse in runs batted in. And out of the Dodgers' last 10 outings, they saw a handful of overs during that span. I like the Dodgers minus 130, over 9.5. Blue Jays, Mariners, 9:40 East. Seattle's $1.35, total 7.5. Luis Castillo for the M's. Kevin Gausman for Toronto. And despite some real good stuff out of Gausman, he does come into today's contest with a losing 2-3 record on the year. And most of that is because of this Toronto lineup of hitters. They're in the bottom three in runs per game on the road. Of course, as good as Gosman's looked, the Jays have not thrown well away from Toronto. They're in the bottom 10 in runs allowed on the road. And they're facing a dangerous Mariner lineup, top 5 in runs. They actually walk more times a game than any other roster. Cal Raleigh's got a dozen homers on the year, OPS in the 900s. And Jorge Polanco's the club leader in RBI, OPS of 1103. Seattle saw their last 4 straight at home get over the total, 8-2 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Meanwhile, 8 out of Toronto's last 10 got over the number themselves. I like the Mariners minus 135, over 7.5. All right, next and final breakdown for the video. Yankees Athletics 10:05 East. The Yankees are minus 145, totals 10.5. Will Warren for New York, Ozzie Beto for the A's. Beto's just 2-2 with an ERA of 4.71. These Athletics pitchers have been pretty brutal this season at home. They're in the bottom 3 in runs allowed on their own diamond. And they're facing a top 3 run-producing lineup in the Yankees. Aaron Judge has a dozen home runs on the year, league leader in batting average, RBI, and OPS. And Trent Grisham, he's got double-digit slams himself, OPS in the thousands. A's games have gone 61% to the over when they're the home team. I like the Yankees minus 145, over 10.5. With that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like the Braves minus 145, over 9. Tigers minus 1.5, under 7.5 runs. I'm 5-0 my last 5 chairman plays on my premium page, 86% in my last 15 plays in that same membership. Give me the over 8.5, Cards Nationals. Brewers plus $1, over 9. Under 8, Cubs Mets. Under 8, Phillies Guardians. Royals plus $1, under 9. White Sox plus 1.5, over 8. Reds plus 1.5, under 7.5. Twins minus $1.20, over 9. Rockies plus 1.5, over 11.5. Angels plus 1.5, under 9. Dodgers minus 130, over 9.5. Mariners minus 135, over 7.5 runs. Give me the Yankees minus 145, over 10.5. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.